that's the view coming in on all your key benchmarks. But let's get Kunal into the conversation as well. Welcome to the show. How are you trading the Nifty and the Bank Nifty at the moment?
Good afternoon. I think the markets are going to be very volatile in the start of the month as well. However, the undertone remains bullish. Looking at the results which have been posted by Axis Bank, we have the ICICI Bank results lined up tomorrow, and the expectation is that the results would come out good. So Bank Nifty is still looking strong compared to Nifty at the current levels. So if you get dips into the Bank Nifty, which you have got, utilize that to buy. I'm expecting 49,000 to be touched on the Bank Nifty index. Nifty, yes, it's looking positive. 22,500, 450 now becomes a very strong support zone for the Nifty index. So if you get a dip towards this zone, again, utilize it for 22,700, 800 mark on the upside. So for me, it's a buy on dip market currently, both Nifty and the Bank Nifty index. We might touch the all-time high levels in the coming days as well, and probably we might consolidate there at the higher levels.
Right, that's the call coming in on Nifty 50. Kunal, you want to tell us about your thoughts on Bank Nifty? I don't know whether you shared with us that.
Yes, so Bank Nifty, as I said, it looks much more positive and upward bias for Bank Nifty compared to Nifty at the current levels. So even for the Bank Nifty, if you get dips towards 48,400 mark, utilize that dip to buy. Again, 48,000 is a very strong support on the downside, where the highest open interest is also built up on the put side. So I think utilize dip to buy the Bank Nifty index. I'm expecting 48,700 to be achieved and post that 49,000 on the upside.
All right. So, so we covered the Nifty and the Bank Nifty largely. And along with that, let's also take a look at all the stocks which are now starting to see traction.
Kunal, what about you? What are your top trades that you're recommending for maybe the May series or maybe a shorter time horizon as well?
There are two buy recommendations from mine. The first one is L&T Finance. The stock, after a brief consolidation, is showing signs of breakout on the technical charts. Currently trading somewhere around 167, so one can initiate a buy at the current levels, keeping a stop loss of 163 on the downside and looking for targets of 172 to 175 on the upside. The larger term correction for the stock is now over. Again, we have seen a change in trend for the stock. It has been taking support at its critical moving average of 20 DMA as well. So I think the move is ready for a breakout, and we might see higher levels coming for L&T Finance. The second stock, which I'm bullish at the current levels, is Astral. We have already seen the stock has been in a sideways trend. In the last 2 to 3 trading sessions, the stock has taken a support at its 50 EMA as well as its 20 DMA as well. And there has been bounces from those levels. So clear-cut buying is visible. I'm expecting the stock to go towards the levels of 2,100. That would be my target. And stop loss on the downside will be at 960.
Okay, so a bunch of ideas coming in from both our experts, and interesting ones too at the moment. So we have covered a gamut of stocks out there which in fact are buzzing, and of course some of our experts have also suggested the names that they are looking forward to. But I want to take up a handful of names which are in focus today. One of them, of course, is Tech Mahindra. This one has taken everyone by a little bit of a surprise. And it is up around 9%. At one point in time, it was up 12%. And sure, the management commentary has been very positive with respect to the new CEO when he's laid out the plans over the next 3 years. That is the FY27 plan. But we must remember that Tech Mahindra was also one of the weakest counters in the entire IT space. Remember that there's a high possibility that before yesterday's earnings, there were potentially substantial amount of shorts into the system as well, because before today's up move, you would see that Tech Mahindra was on a constant down move. I reckon that we possibly would have seen a lot of shorts building into it, and at the moment we're seeing not just fresh longs coming through, but a lot of those hands who had gone short are now being forced out of their positions, which is why we're seeing such a sharp up move in Tech Mahindra. If you consider what the broking notes are saying, well, sure, the quarter wasn't amazing, But I reckon that it's the new CEO's outlook which has actually taken some investors by surprise, by pleasantly surprised, and which is why we're seeing that up move there. And that said, let's take a view of this one on a technical basis and see whether or not there is some traction, whether or not there could be some follow-on traction on Tech Mahindra as well. Kunal, how would you trade Tech Mahindra?
So if you look at Tech Mahindra on a long-term chart, you are seeing 1320 has been a strong resistance for the stock. In fact, today on an intraday perspective, we reached 1320, but from again those levels, we have seen selling pressure. So I think it's very important for the stock to sustain above 1320. So if the follow-up move has to continue, there needs to be a closing above 1320. That is where you will see the shorts getting covered completely, and you will see a further up move towards 1380, 1400 levels on the upside. At the current levels, I would not be a buyer in this counter. Probably a dip towards 1280, 1275 would give me the comfort to buy the stock with the stop loss of 1250 on the downside, and again looking for targets of 1320 on the upside.
Right, that's the call coming on Tech Mahindra. The stock, of course, seeing quite a breakout. A 10% up move is what we have on it.
Address a name like REC. What's really happened is that there's a very, very gradual dip in trend playing out for REC, it did hit a life high around back in mid-February, and since then, it has corrected from levels of around 520, 20 or 25, and it's currently at around 455 rupees. Kunal, is there any opportunity at the moment? I know the trend is on the decline. What is your recommendation when it comes to REC?
I think if you look at REC, it has been consolidating in a downward trend, but I'm expecting this pullback to still continue towards the levels of 480, 475 on the upside. So I think it's the breakout what we got 2 days back. I think a follow-up move is already in place. I'm expecting some pullback towards 475, 480 zone. So one can in fact initiate long positions, keeping a stop loss of 440 on the downside.
Right, Kunal, Aditya, thank you for joining us. That's the word coming in on the F&O trades. The pullback in REC expected to continue to levels of 480. Aditya, constructive on stocks like BDL and Mazgaw Docs. We'll take a break. We'll come back.